So let's talk about inequalities. So how we're going to organize this is first I'm just going to give you just a rough overview of the symbols, what you read in your head when you look at them, and then we're going to do some examples. We're going to talk about number lines, how they relate to this, and we'll go on from there. So let's just start off with the symbols themselves. So it matters which direction you read it from. So for now we're just going to read from left to right. So when we read left to right, this symbol, whenever we see it written like this and we're reading from left to right, we read this as greater than. And one way to see why this, one way to memorize or to like a little trick so you remember why this is greater than compared to whatever this symbol is, we're going to talk about that, is because the larger side of the symbol opens up towards the larger number. So let's just do a little example over here. So let's give an example why this, how we would use this. 2 is greater than 1. This is just saying that 2 is a larger number than 1. So the symbol opens up towards the larger number. And it also points towards the smaller number. So it opens up towards the larger number and it points towards the smaller number. And we're reading from left to right. So we would say 2 is greater than 1. 2 is greater than 1. Let's talk about this symbol. So again, reading from left to right, we would say less than. So this is pointing towards the number which is smaller, and then the symbol is opening up towards the side which is larger. So reading from left to right, we have 1 is less than 2. Because again, it's starting off by pointing towards the smaller number. Where in the other one, it first started off by opening up towards the larger number. So greater than, less than. Now let's talk about what it means to have a line underneath. Okay, so normally when we did it before, we had it that, let's say in this example, one number was larger than the other one. So this would be wrong if I said this. This would be wrong if I said 2 is greater than 3, because that's false. 2 is actually smaller than 3, so this would be incorrect. This would also be wrong if I wrote 3 is greater than 3. It's not. It's the same number. 3 is equals to 3, but 3 is not greater than 3. But now, let's see why these are important, these symbols. Okay, so this symbol over here, again, is read from left to right, and we're going to read it. It's opening up towards the larger number again, and it's pointing towards the smaller number. So we read this as saying greater than or equal to. And you're going to see why the or equal to is very important. And finally, this final symbol is it's opening up, it's pointing towards the smaller number on the left-hand side and opening up towards the larger number on the right-hand side. This is read as equal, less than, or equal to. So it's the same thing as here, we're just adding or equal to. So this symbol is greater than, this symbol is greater than or equal to. So anytime you have the line drawn underneath, you say, you add this little thing which says also it might be equal to. So let's see why this is important. So in this case, we're saying 1 is greater than 1, which is false, because 1 is not a larger number than itself. So this would be wrong. But now let's see why the importance of the greater than or equal to comes in. So we're gonna rely on this part, see why it's so important. So 1 is greater than or equal to 1. So whenever you have this symbol, it basically means the following. It means either this is true or this is true. So if none of them are true, then this is false. So let's just give an example where it's true and an example where it's false. So 1 is greater than or equal to 1. So is 1 greater than 1? No, it's the same number. Now we have to check the other one. Now the other condition is saying, well, is it the same thing? Is it equal to? So is it greater than? No. Or is it equal to? 1 is equal to itself, which is true. So this is true. 1 is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, and now let's show you an example where that's not true. Okay, so let's look at it. So let's look at this one. What is it saying? What's the symbol? Reading from left to right. 1 is greater than or equal to 2. So just like in the other example, we have to break it down and we have to see if either one of these is true. If one of these is true, then it's true. If none of them are true, then this is false. So let's start off. Is 1 greater than 2? No, it's not. It's less than. Okay, now we have to look at the other condition. Is 1 equal to 2? No, it's not. So in this case, this is false. 1 is not greater than or equal to 2 because it was not greater than 2 and it was not equal to 2. Similarly, let's do less than or equal to. Remember, less than because it's the same symbol reading left to right and also has the line. So anytime the line occurs, that means or equal to. So let's do an example to show you. So is 1 less than or equal to 2? Remember, there's 2 parts, so let's break it down. So we have to check if 1 is less than 2 or 1 is equal to 2. So let's start off. So is 1 less than or equal to 2? So the first part asks, is this true? So is 1 less than 2? Yes, it is. And we don't need to go any further because once we've proved 1 is true, then this is true no matter what. So if you prove that this one is true or this one is true, so if you prove that it's less than or that it's equal to, then you don't need to prove the other one. It's already proved. So this statement is true.